I broke my lens, so if you
got you.
Right, that's right.
yeah, so I'm just gonna put it right there. Call it a day.
Well, let's.
So y'all don't have no plug, because I don't
Well,
know.
then we need to.
I gotta turn it around. There you go.
Right.
That works.
Y'all don't have no
Well,
Well,
I don't know
Penelope's
how it's
already
gonna
If
look.
for some reason I run out of stuff, you know how to set it up. If for some reason you don't have no stuff. If
Wow,
some
that's
reason I run out
quite a
of
few
stuff,
people getting started early. Hi, people.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
That's because Facebook changed the
I have this.
algorithm.
Let me call.
Oh,
Now
good.
more
Because at
people.
first, you remember at first it was horrible.
Let me call Sharice. And
You
don't
saying
answer
anything,
the phone if
Antonio?
somebody calls. Let me call
Yes, you
Sharice
are.
and tell Sharice.
Pernell, Carl is here. Carl, come
Hey
say
guys,
hi.
what's up?
Hey, Pernell.
Okay, you're right. I'm so glad.
Make
they
sure
changed
that you
that
guys
algorithm.
share this because Jolanda Jones is in the room. This is about to be fire, okay? So make sure you guys share this and share this a lot.
Yes, what he said.
Hi. It says it's about to be fire.
Exactly. Mr. Steve?
How are you?
Steve, I am good.
Good.
I don't think we met Steve. I'm Antonio.
I am.
It's a pleasure
Nice to
meeting
meet
you.
you.
How are you doing today?
Good. Good. Doing well.
You beat the
Just
traffic
want to
in?
tell Sharice like.
I got in the middle.
And
of
we're
it.
gonna be
Yeah.
we're gonna be taping for when to when. I just want
It's
30
about
About
30 minutes.
25 minutes.
Okay.
25,
Okay.
sorry.
let me just text her and tell her at radio don't call me till after what time?
6:30.
Okay.
6:30. Who's asking questions? Hey, Joshua. Pernell says hi, Carl. Hi, Carl.
Hey, Pernell.
Oh, people are sharing. That's good. Thank you. We can't see Jolanda. She's not on yet. She's on the
I'm
side
gonna be
doing
there. Don't
something.
worry.
I think they're only here for you, honestly. She's there. There, you see her? You see?
You see?
There you go.
I'm here. Okay. All right.
Andy.
Okay, wait. Let me make sure that I'm gonna go around. Everybody just give me a mic check.
Call if it needs to be charged. If they may have, if it needs to be charged, you can push the-
Testing 1 2.
Okay.
Testing
and
1 2.
plug it in.
Okay.
If it gets
Testing,
low.
testing, 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 testing. Jolanda?
Huh?
Just a test in the mic.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing you and me.
Testing. Hey.
It's me.
That's all right. Y'all got me. Well, I can't look too bad. I
There's
gotta-
always cameras.
That's great.
Okay. Let's go. What we want?
All right. Good Sunday morning. You are listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. Time for our roundtable discussion. Welcoming back, as always, the lovely Samantha Blair. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning.
Brought back my guy, Steve Moss. Good morning, Steve. Welcome
Good
back.
morning. How are you?
Also welcoming back Mr. Antonio
Arellano. The Latino flavor, yeah. Hi,
we got
happy
some
to be here.
Latino flavor and the first time on the Access Houston Roundtable. She's not a first time guest to the show, but to the Roundtable. Attorney Jolanda Jones.
What's
How you doing?
You know, I'm just trying to be regular.
We ain't we all? We trying to be
I'm trying to
regular.
connect to the average man and woman, as opposed to being like a sedity lawyer or politician.
Oh, well, you know, we all just trying to live. I said a few weeks ago that 45 was going to get us into war. And, we, you know, a few weeks ago, and, you know, we were bombing away. You know, we dropped bombs on Syria. We dropped bombs on Afghanistan. We dropped bombs on Somalia. That went under, you know, the radar. They didn't do that. And North Korea wants to blow us up.
And not just any bombs, perhaps some of the most potential.
Is it like the mother of all bombs?
Some of the most
Mother of all
powerful
bombs.
bombs. that
$16 million,
the American
and
government has.
it killed how many ISIS members? you said?
34, 37.
I heard 36. But
36. I thought.
You think that was a good bang for the buck?
I mean,
No.
No, not at all.
That was a rhetorical question.
but we're
by the way.
definitely running the country like Trump business, for sure. Because the benefits that we're getting from the investments that he's making with these bombs are not. not necessarily benefiting the
I
country.
do.
Although it's crazy, his supporters didn't want President Obama to do any of that
That's
stuff.
right.
But you know, if you don't have melanin in your skin, then you can do what you want.
There you go.
Well, I mean, Russia said they got the father of all bombs ready, so we dropped our bomb and they said, that's cute. Okay, cool. You know, do what you do. We're ready though, so that's what I'm more concerned about. Where's the backlash? It's going a little slow.
You know what? You know what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid that if there is a war, that Houston is going to be one of the targets.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be Houston. It's going to be New York. It's going to be Chicago. It's going to be LA.
Yeah.
You know,
And we're gonna blow up
concerns
first
me.
because we got all this gas
I
and
mean, we
oil.
got the
Exactly.
entire coastline. We got oil in Houston.
And if they
We
stop
got,
our
you know,
ports where they
the
can't
ports,
get stuff in,
exactly.
yes, that
What I'm
concerns me.
concerned about is not North Korea bombing us. I am concerned a little bit about Russia bombing us, but my biggest concern are the people in South Korea, because
Yeah.
I've been to Korea, and I've been to the DMZ, and I've had North Korean snipers pointing their guns at me, and it was scary.
Yeah.
And those people are nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that really we all need to consider is that
Some might
we're-
think we're nuts with President Trump.
well, no, they're
Okay.
they're
We just bombing
They're
folks.
legit. Okay.
Okay.
And the thing that scares me is that there are 26 million people who live in Seoul.
Mm.
They got 6,000 artillery cannons along the border
Mhm.
that can level the city of Seoul in 20 minutes or less. And that is the main concern that we all need to consider when we engage with North Korea diplomatically or militarily.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not worried about the United States so much. I'm worried about the 26 million souls
Yeah.
in the city of Seoul.
Well, I agree
No
too.
pun intended.
When I was on city council, I was the chair of the International Business Initiatives Committee.
Mm.
And so I was the person that talked to all the consul generals and
Mhm.
all, you know, and all the foreign diplomats. Well, in addition to the mayor, let's be clear. But one of the things I learned when I was on city council in that position is about tit for tat diplomacy. So I didn't understand what that meant until HPD arrested that Chinese diplomat at the Chinese consulate, and the HPD people had no clue that that was sovereign soil.
Yeah.
And we were concerned that they were going to be arresting Americans, you know, in China.
Mhm.
And so I don't think people understand that. And so when we go and we bomb and we kill people, then all the people that died, you know, we're the bad guy.
Yeah.
And so the reason I said you think that they're crazy or whatever word you use, I mean, we're crazy. Donald Trump, in my respectful opinion, bombed because his approval ratings were low. And he needed to distract from his inability to make reasoned domestic policy. And you know, all you need, quite frankly, for his followers is war. And I don't know if you know, but his new budget that he's just proposed, over half the budget in the United States is with war. Is for war, right? And so he literally is trying to move $59 billion to the military budget and take it from everything non-military, which makes the military get even more than half. And so then he's going to be sucking from public education everything that we need. So that concerns me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, the other aspect to it is that he has, with this bombing in oh no, sorry, I'm
Syria?
Syria, sorry, bombed a couple places. that you know, the humanitarian aspect of it is that they were gassing little kids.
Right.
I mean, you can't deny that. That is pretty obvious.
Yeah.
The scary part about it is that Russia has come in and basically said it's their turn, and they want to control the area. And then 2 days after we bombed the air base there, they announced that it was a false flag attack. And they announced that they believe that the United States gassed those kids as an excuse to bomb them. And they
That would not at all surprise me.
No,
That wouldn't surprise me.
I don't think that.
There's a lot of allegations
There's a
surrounding
lot
that
of
same
allegations.
topic.
I would.
But the scary part is that the Russians have announced that if we interfere again in there, that they could use it as an emphasis to start a war. The problem then becomes now that any time Assad gasses, those kids if he did gas them in the first place. That's going to be a trigger for Russia to start, some kind of conflict with us. If the conflict is not nuclear, it's a conventional conflict, I'm still worried about North Korea because they could, in a non-nuclear conflict, destroy the city of Seoul, and that's a problem. So all these are big, big issues. What I think could be positive about this is that if Trump can get the North Koreans to back down, or get the Chinese to help get the North Koreans to back down, by showing some strength, he would pull off a major diplomatic coup as far as furthering his agenda of speak softly and carry a big stick.
But he's already kind of walking that back already by saying that, China will do nothing. We're going to handle it himself. After he sat with President Xi and said that,
Well,
they're going to help us out. And then I think it was earlier this week that he said no, or maybe last week.
I've seen men like Donald Trump. They say he has little hands. He probably has a little something else. And this is what you do when you have a Napoleonic complex. I mean, that's what he did in his business. He's a bully, and that's what he does. What I find super ironic, and if it weren't so serious, I'd be laughing because it seemed like it would be a joke, is that Russia is who he collaborated with to steal the election.
Right.
And now, he thought he was puppeteering Russia, and it may very well be the other way around, where they wanted him to be elected not because he was bright like he thought he was, but that they could push
him.
They could manipulate him. And so now we're in a position where all his people have had meetings and stuff with Russia. I mean, I don't think he has a sound understanding of the world, right?
Right.
But he's doing some things that are really, really dangerous.
Yeah.
And they're not only dangerous for people abroad. I mean, I'm concerned. I always try to give people a diplomatic way out, right? Even if I beat them, like that's why in lawsuits you let people not sign and say that they're liable. They pay money, but you give people a diplomatic way out. The problem with the way he's doing business is he's not giving people diplomatic ways out. And if for a sovereign nation, your leader can't bend over, and still be a good leader. So he's putting people in a corner, and you never want to put a leader in a corner like this. For that matter, you don't want to put a cat in a corner.
Yeah.
They'll scratch your eyes out. So
but that's why you're supposed to consult the people that are working behind you. You're supposed to consult with your Congress, which is something that we have not seen him do. From the beginning, he signs all these executive orders, and he runs in.
That aren't
he does all these
constitutional.
things. But then we look back at 2013 or 2011 or whenever in the last administration, and he's saying, how are you bullying? Why are you pushing? Executive orders are unconstitutional, and here we are today. So how is it that you're rolling back on your words and continuing to do things that you deem to? I mean, he's such a walking contradiction. I think is the issue.
The definition of him is oxymoronic.
I came to this idea last night after reading the news. I think that he's taking an Otto von Bismarck approach to foreign policy, which is you do what's good for the moment, the now, and without going and thinking about the past or what's happening in the future. So he campaigns and he says, Russia's bad, or Russia's good. I forget what he.
But he's playing with.
We
He's
want to
playing
make
with.
Russia. Wouldn't it be great if you were friends with Russia? What's his problem?
So I think that my belief is that the Donald Trump that's in power is looking at Syria and he says Syria's bad, we shouldn't get involved. Then he sees the news of the kids getting cast and he says we got to do something about that now.
Well, the same thing happened in 11.
Yeah.
I mean, but then if you ask
Same
him
thing
about the
happened in
kids in
11. And
Syria,
Obama went about it the right way, and everybody said no, and it was ironic, and it was just so. I mean, it was very predictable to me that the same members of the House and the Senate who opposed it when Obama asked are now tweeting, "Oh yeah, he's doing the right thing."
Between 2011 and today, Assad has gassed his own people 6 times.
Multiple times, yeah.
but
Multiple
why are we
times.
not then opening, some of our borders to some of these Syrian refugees or these kids?
Right.
No, he wants to keep them out
He wanted
because
to
they're
keep them out,
really,
but
really,
then
really, really
went
bad.
on and
He wants to
Obama
build
didn't seem all
safe zones,
concerned,
right?
So I'm like,
But where are these safe
what
zones?
In the bombing areas.
You
In
know
the
what?
bombing areas,
Exactly. when you are as rich as he is, laws don't apply to him.
Right.
In his business, he's been able to do what he wants. He can take workers, not pay them. He can borrow money, not pay it back, get the benefit of it, file bankruptcy, tie stuff up in court forever. Tell people he's educating them with his little pyramid scheme college, and then not enter a settlement until after he wins. So he hides, and he hides some more, because when you have money, you're just able to do that stuff.
You know, I think it's an imperative that we stop trying to analyze President Trump and see what his next move is or why he's thinking the way he's thinking. And
We just need to impeach him.
Well,
Impeach Trump. Resist.
the facts are that
Speak
Russia
with
has flown over Alaska, and that's a violation of airspace identification zone. They have flown over Alaska 4 times in the past 4 days.
4 days,
That's
yeah.
more
No,
than.
they've flown around Alaska.
It was
45
seven- it
minutes
was-
around.
it
I
was
mean,
seven-
45 miles,
It
right?
was 700
And that's
nautical
in-
miles southwest of Anchorage, reported by CNN.
They were still
That's
in
too close for
international
comfort for them to be
airspace, so,
carrying
yeah.
what CNN reported as nuclear capable bombers being flown that close to Anchorage, Alaska is not okay. And for the United States to not be acting upon it, this is not normal. Normally, when
But
somebody
they have acted upon
Well,
it.
they're
They
like
set up
Sarah
fire
Palin's
plans.
there,
They-
so-
They watch it. Now, what,
She
I'm
see
wrong.
my shit on her house.
No, normally, what happens is when aviation goes across the identification zone, U.S. sends our and we escort
And we
them
sort of
out.
escort them out.
We
Yes.
have not
No, no,
escorted
no,
Russians
no.
out of our airspace.
the zone that you're talking
Right.
about is where we can send fighters up to follow them,
Mhm.
but they can't do anything about it until they come into the 12-mile exclusion zone. Okay, so there's a pre-zone, and then there's a 12-mile zone that is where we can say, okay, now we can shoot you down.
Okay.
The Russians have not gone into that 12 nautical mile zone. They haven't done anything different than they did from 1948 all the way up through.
But this
to-
is
There's
more
a big
activity.
difference
This
because
is
it's
more
4 times in 4
activity.
days. We haven't had that since 2015, though.
Right.
That's something we have acknowledged.
But at the end of the day, Donald Trump, even when he was running, said that he didn't respect the generals and stuff who actually had like training,
The facts.
right? He
Yeah.
was basically like, I'm smarter than all of them, and he's not following any kind of protocol.
Well,
and
all
and,
that-
and his not doing that
Right. All
is
that's
going
on
to is going to be very
Yeah, all that
dangerous
is
for us.
detriment For all of us, yeah, he's gonna get us all killed.
All that's
Exactly.
going on is the Russians are just saying, hey, we have bombers, there they are, they can fly over to Alaska. That's what they're saying. And we're saying, hey, we have fighter planes, and we're gonna shoot down your bombers. You've gotta remember, we've had B-52s flying nonstop with bombs for 30 years. You know,
But
ready
why?
to go
What's
over
the purpose of showing each other who's got the bigger
Right,
bombers?
who's got the
I mean,
biggest-
there's no.
Who's
Why
got
are
the
we
bigger
having
balls,
this
man?
type of
That's all
politics
it
in
is.
the world?
I mean, what's the end of this pissing contest?
Exactly.
It's like yeah, that's what it is.
Right.
It's a
And
bunch
to
of
make
it's a
them
bunch
all
of men.
richer. I mean, what makes more money? Chaos.
Right.
Chaos.
No, war.
War and chaos
War.
makes more money. I mean, when you
It also tends to unite people around you if people are like upset with what you're doing. I mean, because they say that that in Russia they don't care much about human rights and it's people's rights. You've got people here saying Donald Trump's an idiot because he is, and so what you do is start a good war, and you spend a lot of money, and then people are worried about that. They're not worried about what we're doing domestically.
But you know what, Jolanda? I'm sick and tired of my undocumented uncles and aunts going to fight these wars and then coming back to this country, being promised citizenship and being deported. I'm tired of that. That's happening and it's not being acknowledged. And we're having veterans right now in the United States that are in Mexico, having served and fought, put their lives on their life on the line for this country and being deported. And that's going to continue to happen even more so under this administration.
Or you
and that's
have
not okay.
people here who've been living here. They have been paying taxes. I don't care what you say. You don't have to be just a property owner to pay taxes because when you rent, they pass off the cost of their
That's right.
taxes. And when you go to the grocery store and you pay that
That's
0.0825,
right.
you're paying taxes. So you have people who are contributing to the economy of this country. They're not criminals. They said
That's
we're
right.
only going to be taking away the people who actually commit crimes, and then they're deporting.
You know, for everybody on
Reporting.
social media that's saying, well, the undocumented people who don't pay taxes, I want them to go to Walmart next time they're checking out and ask for that undocumented tax discount because they're undocumented, right?
Right.
You don't pay taxes, right? No, that's
Yes, we
completely
do.
ignorant.
I
That is
just
an
said
ignorant
that.
comment. Yeah, exactly. So I'm completely in agreement with you, but there's an ignorant understanding in society that undocumented people don't contribute, don't give back, and that's not true.
I don't know that it's ignorant. Sometimes I think it's willful blindness. So it's willful blindness and or it's just flat out hate.
Right.
And let's just call it what it is.
And can I say that this door-to-door deportation thing is real? So I recently moved to, a place to save more money because I'm trying to, buy a house. So I was like, okay, I need to get out of here so I can have lesser rent payments. So anyway, there's a large Latino community in the apartment complex where I stay. I promise you, on a Sunday afternoon, bang, bang, bang. I'm like, these kids, I go to the door. It's the feds asking for whoever used to live there before, something Esperanza, and they're asking for my ID. I'm like, well, no, I've been living here for.
But apart from that, it's not just at your apartments. It's also in the Harris County Jail.
Yeah.
And let me tell you,
Yes.
it's in the Harris. Even
it's
though
going
they
on right
said
now.
it's not in the Harris County Jail, because I had someone contact me who was born in Nigeria, but who lives here and is here lawfully, and someone made a false allegation. He ends up getting arrested, and they end up taking him to the Harris County Jail, and INS was there.
There you go.
ICE was in the Harris County Jail. So Ed, you need to fix that, because you are telling people that they're not there and they're there.
I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I heard on the radio that Friday afternoon that you had Jeff Sessions announced that he was putting a whole bunch of cities on the list of
Sanctuary cities.
This is ridiculous.
So
So
what's happening is
they're
they're
gonna
saying
lose
that there are 300 something communities in California, New York, New Jersey that they're saying are sanctuary cities and are going to stop getting federal funds until they comply.
And they're doing it in Austin, Texas
I mean,
as
this
well.
is happening in our backyard. We don't have to go all the way to California. I mean,
Yeah.
we're trying to put as before right here. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say for one, I don't know if you know, but they're getting ready to roll back some of the protections on home insurance rates. So you and that home dream is great. But in this administration, if you want to get insurance, that's going to cost you a pretty penny, as well as some of the taxes on that. But in addition to that, one of the things that Antonio were talking about before the show were these detention centers that are popping up. You've got one in Conroe, you've got the other one that's
10,000
already
beds
out.
in Conroe.
These for-profit, it's essentially the for-profit prison system, but for Hispanic people. And I think that is outrageous. I can't believe that this is happening in 2017.
No, and this
Because
is
after
They see what happened with us. They see how
I mean,
how it
this
was
is
great
no,
for
we
us.
can't.
Like, we did black folks like that.
I mean,
why
we still
not?
do
But
black
they kill
folks
us.
like
Let me tell
Okay.
you.
They kill us and they put us in prison.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you mean? I feel like you're going to say something. To
Well, I think they're not killing anybody.
really?
Yes, they are.
No.
The police kill us all the time, all day, every day.
Okay.
All day, every day.
No, you
Not gonna go
can't
there.
deny
All
that.
day,
There's
every
video.
day.
Go there.
There's
That's what we're here to talk
video.
about.
And then whenever there's a video,
Well, we can't go there now because the time is
look,
ticking
and
down.
every
We have
time
to
there's a
stop.
video, every time there's a video, it's
We
like,
should
but
have
you
a
didn't see
show
what
on
happened
that.
before the video,
Yeah.
right? That's what they always say. But you didn't see what happened before the video. So whatever, yeah, they killing us.
When I saw the Philando Castile video, that was all I needed to know, point blank, period. That's it.
Well,
That's nothing to that.
Which,
Right,
now look, he
right,
just said,
right,
which
right.
one is that?
Oh, man.
But in the same
Look.
breath, he says they ain't killing us.
Let me give you
Well,
some facts on
well,
this real quick
well,
because I do want to make sure that we address this in Conroe because this is in our backyard.
Yeah.
Our current mayoral administration.
In Conroe?
No, here in
Oh, in
Houston,
Houston.
let me tell you, in Houston, our mayor preaches inclusivity. Houston, one of the most inclusive cities in the world. That's
Actually,
our pride,
it is.
right? It is. Okay, well, if it is, the most inclusive city in the world does not allow the KKK to have a headquarters in Pasadena and a 2,000 detention center in their backyard in
Well,
Conroe.
now I can tell you, as a former city council person,
We
they
can't.
are an independent jurisdiction,
Right,
and we
right.
can't make them do anything.
Right, we can't
I mean,
address it.
about all we can do is call them out.
That's
but we
right,
Can't,
but
but
we-
we can't like make them do anything.
Exactly, I completely agree. It is out of our jurisdiction.
Jurisdiction.
Exactly, but we still, if we're really about inclusivity, our people commute to these places, work here. This is our community. Whether Pasadena, Conroe, it's really in our backyards. We have to make sure that we're holding these people accountable.
So-
And our locally, we need to make sure that we spread the word to these cities because these cities aren't aware of what's going on really
But
within their
you
administration.
realize the KKK had an office in Pasadena, right? When I was in high school, when we would go to the regional
they're
track
still
meet
there.
at San Jack,
It might not
there'd be
be
a
as-
sign saying the
Yeah.
Grand whatever
That's
Dragon or whatever
Headquarters.
and I'm black and I'm driving. I'm like, oh, so I mean, they are
And they're
there.
still there.
Yeah.
They're not wearing the hoods, but they're still there. You know. And the other, let me give you the facts on the GEO group. So GEO group is the second largest profit prison corporation in the United States. GEO group has received a $110 million federal contract for building a 1,000 bed immigration detention center in Conroe. GEO group already owns and operates a 1,517 bed Joe Curley Immigration Center in the same town. Already owns. Why is there a need for another 2,000 beds in the same small town of Conroe for undocumented people?
First of all, we need to spend money on educating our kids and keeping a public education so that people,
110 million.
people are not going to prison.
110
And it's
million
cheaper
dollars.
to pay at the front end for education than to house people, or to house them until they're deported, to deport them and everything.
Now,
But you know, that's a cottage industry for racist people.
But they're getting ready to send our Dreamers out. Think about
That's
it.
right.
In 2 years, the Dreamers won't even be validated here anymore. And so then it's the Hunger Games. How are we going to keep the Dreamers here? So education, Dreamers, all of that's getting ready to go. We got Betsy DeVos for secretary now. We have the voucher program.
She is
And
just
so that-
not real bright at all.
Obviously.
She's not. I'm gonna just tell her
She
she's
hasn't
the
been
devil.
welcome. She hasn't been welcome in any place that she's gone, and everybody has literally said to her, "Do you understand the importance of your job?" And she says, "Look, I don't even think we need the Department of Education. I don't mind if I get worked out of a job." So why is it that we think that this person is capable of taking care of education for us?
Now, first of all, we don't think that. The only person who seems to think that is President Trump. She's an idiot. So please don't project his
Okay,
idiocies
I'm so
on
sorry.
me.
yeah, for real.
That's all I'm
Now,
saying.
and I
And
mean,
all we can do is pray, guys. And we are now out of time.
And vote against Prop 1.
You know,
The resistance.
I would
workshop.
like
The
to
resistance
thank the
workshop.
entire panel, Jolanda, Steve, Antonio, Samantha.
it was fire. I
We will
told
have to
you.
do this once
We're
again.
doing
Yes.
this at the
So
resistance
thank
Si
you.
se
workshop.
puede.
Si se puede.
And thank you for listening to Access Houston.
Oh, that was fun. I like having divergence of
It feels
opinions.
like we just get started.
I know, it was just getting
I
good.
hate
Just getting your
that.
cell
It
phone
was
out.
just-
Okay, we're gonna go talk about the resistance workshop over here.
Let's do it.
go. Let's
Okay,
go.
cool.
And so we really, if you guys get a chance, we really need to invite you to the resistance workshop. We're gonna be doing things like this, which and more, and talking about social media. And actually, he'll be better explaining this than all.
Yeah, I would love to guys to have you. What we're doing is we're coordinating an event. It's called the Resistance Social Media Workshop.
You guys can see more of this at the Resistance Workshop.
Young and old people
Look that
get on
up.
Social media and businesses in order to be able to reach out their politicians. And
Sorry,
make sure
some
they
of
do it
these
in
comments
a
are hilarious.
successful way. And we're gonna make sure that we give them all the tools that they need because I've been going from speaking engagement. to
Hey,
speaking
Kim. Hey,
engagement,
sis.
and say, I need to be more connected, but sometimes I can't come out to the event. How do I get a part of this? So I'm telling them you got to get on social media. You got to hook them, especially the presidents on their
¿De
Twitter.
dónde es usted? ¿De dónde es
Yo soy de
usted?
Michoacán, México.
Ah, okay.
¿Y usted de dónde es?
De Houston, Third
Houston,
Ward,
Texas.
Houston, Texas.
Let's go. Ay.
Sí, pero aprendí español en las escuelas.
Qué bueno. Necesitamos más
So when
personas
is
que
it?
hablen en las escuelas. May 25th. There's already a Facebook event page online.
I think you sent
I
that.
talk about it all day, every
Resistance
day.
Social Media Workshop.
And Ms.
Be there.
Jones, as millennials, we're getting together to put together something powerful. And I'm a fan. I know we talked about your show. I'll be honest with you. I only saw maybe like one episode or so.
My feelings
But
are hurt.
I'm more so a fan because I followed you through kind of like the track of, you were in education, still in education, city council when you ran and things of that nature. And that's kind of where I am right now.
Thank
Okay,
you
I'm
so
walking,
much.
I'm
Nice
walk out
seeing
with
you.
Carl, so I'm not by myself. But yeah, invite me in again. I'll do
Of
it.
course. Thank
I'm
you.
definitely
Bye.
opinionated.
It was good meeting you.
Bye.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
So
All right, let's cut off.
May
May 25th.
25th.
Yeah.
Let me put that on my calendar.
Let's do it, man.
That's pretty close, because
Yeah.
that's Wednesday night?
Thursday night.
Thursday. Okay.
Thursday night. Coming up.
Let's go plug it in the
Let's
social
plug it
media
in.
real fast.
All right. Is it
All
on?
right, it's on. It's still on.
Hey,
Hi.
what's up? So I know you guys caught that, and we're gonna catch the rerun when?
Immediately.
It
But the
airs-
rerun will be Sunday, 6 a.m. on 97.9. Make sure you catch it. I know that's early, but come on.
On your, yeah, I mean, if you're getting
It's
up
Sunday.
to go jog, to go hit the gym, I know you need to. Summer's coming up. We got to get,
That's summer body
So
right there.
yeah, summer body. So make sure that you tune in to 97.9, 6 a.m.
6 a.m. Sunday.
That's right. And,
Access Houston.
also, just so you guys are all aware, we have the Resistance Social Media Workshop coming up. It's gonna
May
be
25th.
May 25th.
Location is to be announced. We are not announcing it yet. It's a secret location. But you guys got to be there if you want to get that and more.
If you want to know, if you want to be a part of the social media Resistance Social Media Workshop, make sure that you reach out to Samantha. You can DM her or just in the comments. We will be looking for volunteers to help out, coordinate,
Indeed.
and be there. May
Be
25th.
there.
Spread the word.
And special thank you to KG over here. He's working. Special thank you to him. He always gives us a little space to talk. Be there. Bye.